Hi, everybody, and welcome to the end of week 3 of the Global Sustainability module. Thank you to those of you that have put your posts up. I've really enjoyed reading your discussions around the topic of the week, which has been human and social capital. So this week we've really focused on how sustainability relates to us as individuals and how this relates to us collectively. What is our individual capability? What informs and influences our ability to be highly efficient, functioning, valued individuals within society? And what does that look like then in the context of our communities and our relationships between individuals? So this week we're focused on, is human and social capital inherently linked, or is it separate? And from the online discussion polls, half of you have said yeah, or just over half have said yes, we agree, human and social capital are inherently linked. And the other half have talked about the fact that maybe it's possible to decouple these concepts. We've also talked about how infrastructure and how we relate to each other builds on our collective human capital or our social capital. And half of you agree that our manufactured capital, the goods and services that we have available to us, influence our level of connectivity, I guess our resilience, our cohesion as a community. We've talked about lots of different elements that really influence how cohesive we are as a community or how disconnected we are. And we've talked about the idea of the physical delivery of infrastructure as being important to the way in which we interact individually and collectively. And we've also talked about the way in which we, as a collective, value and empathise with each other and support each other. So I think it's really interesting in the context of what makes a community, what are our individual and our collective needs, that not only do we focus on the tangible deliverables that our economy provides us with based on the use of raw materials in that delivery, but we've then also talked about the way in which we connect with each other, the way in which we think about each other, the way in which we perceive our communities being structured and operating together. So human capital, those individual skills and capabilities, and social capital, those connective values and networks that resolve. And I've noticed that in some of our online posts, we've also talked about the fact that this concept of social capital is not just an out there in our communities within which we, move around and we reside, but also in our workplace communities. And we've talked about issues ranging from depression all the way through to socioeconomic concepts in relation to access to services and inequity as a result of investment in infrastructure. It's not too late for you still to post on our discussion board, so I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't, tell us your thoughts. What are some of the issues that influence the cohesion within our communities? And aren't we seeing that a lot with COVID and also with some of the events that are happening in other countries around the world at this particular point in time? So jump online, share with us some of your ideas and some of your thoughts. Let's collectively respond to this online conversation and get a better understanding for some of the broader, more intangible issues that relate to sustainability as importantly and as vitally as some of these more tangible economic and environmental concepts that we talked about last week and we're going to talk more about next week. So bye for now. Thanks for your participation and thanks for listening.